Hey, Rose, want to grab a drink?
Your happiest hour of the week starts now.
Sit back, relax, and enjoy because the drinks are on us. Welcome back to Drinks on Us. I'm Riley.
And I'm Rose. We are so happy you joined us for yet again another happy hour. I am so excited. I thought it was so funny listening back to the beginning of last week's episode because we were so out of sorts, being back to just doing the normal thing with just Riley and I and no guests. So if you bared with us through last episode, thanks for being here today.
Thanks for being here, guys. We got some feedback about last week's episode, and I don't even know if we want to talk about it.
Hey, there's always room to grow.
I guess you guys hated last week's episode. We're so sorry.
I guess houses aren't exciting for anyone but us. Although we did have a lot of people say it was beneficial and helpful for them, and they asked for it. So you know what? We can't please everyone.
Can't please everyone, but hopefully this week's better for some of you.
Yes. So we're going to chat about, I feel like it's like a big topic right now and something Riley and I talk about off camera a lot, like just the journey of kind of balancing our hormones and doing things that we feel can help. I feel like it's kind of grown in popularity, different things people are doing to kind of take care of themselves, birth control, all that kind of stuff. We're going to talk about our journey because it's an ongoing journey for Riley and I, and we feel like it would be beneficial since this is a girls' night podcast. So if you're a guy whose girlfriend or whoever is making you listen to this, just bear with us through this episode. But Ry, what do you have in your cup tonight?
Yes, I have actually a cup of tea. Last time I drank tea on the podcast, it was because I was feeling sick, but I'm not feeling sick. Today was one of those days where I couldn't get warm. Like I feel like I was freezing all day. And so tea just sounded so good. It's elderberry and hibiscus with zinc, and it's so good. What's in your cup?
Well, before I tell you what's in my cup, what is Cade having your thermostat on? Is he?
Oh my gosh. So we still sleep at 66, which is criminal. But during the day, we crank it up to like 69. He likes to have it at 68 during the day, but if I'm like walking past the little thermostat, I'll just crank it.
Okay, well, that has to probably do with why you were struggling getting warm, because I'm sure it's like not getting really warm. And you know how like you go through those months during fall where it's really cold in the morning and then it gets really hot and you're like, can't figure out the weather. I feel like Louisville isn't getting hot anymore. Like it's just staying kind of cold.
It's just cold all day. Yeah.
Yeah. So I also am on the tea trend. So good for us. I have just an herbal tea, but if you listened to last week's episode, I had a fizz which is caffeinated, like green tea guarana energy in the evening. And I was like, telling you guys I'd report back if I had trouble falling asleep. And clearly I didn't, because I am. I added a green apple fizz and cinnamon. So it's kind of like a warm, like caramel cider type of treat for me tonight. I went for tea kind of similar to you. It was gloomy, rainy today. I put the Christmas tree up. I know we'll have to talk about that, but I'm just feeling like warm and cozy today.
Oh my gosh, that drink sounds so good. I love like a warm cinnamon drink.
Oh, yes. It's so, so, so good. So I wanted to tell you, I know you've seen it, but I put my Christmas trees up.
I'm so happy that you did. It looks so freaking cozy. Does it just make you so happy?
It makes me so happy. So I call it our Christmas corner because it's just our tree. And then when we were pulling the tree out, I have this like wooden reindeer that I usually put like cute green and red books on, but I couldn't find them and we didn't pull out all the decor. So we did that tree and then our tree up in our bedroom. And honestly, something about a Christmas tree is so magical to me. Like maybe that is so like cliche to say, but I'm a sucker.
It just, something about it, like the twinkle lights, it's so cozy. It makes you so happy. I'm so glad that you did it.
So you guys, I was telling Riley that I was doing it this weekend because if you listened to last week, she was like, do it for your birthday, do it. And what did you say? You said something. Oh, your date night made you went to like a Christmas cocktail bar or something.
Oh, yeah. On Friday.
Yeah, tell us about that, and I'll tell you guys why I'm bringing this up.
Okay, so on Friday, Kate and I randomly were like, I was like having one of those days at work where it just wasn't a good day. And
Yeah.
Kate wasn't home. He texted me and said, pick a place. We're going to go downtown at 5 o'clock and we're going to do drinks and dinner. So it was actually so last minute, but it ended up being so much fun. We went to this cute little pop-up bar in Pittsburgh. If you're in town, it's at the Industrialist Hotel on the second floor. It's adorable. The cocktails are so good and so festive. It was decorated so cute. And it just like really got me something about being in the city and there's Christmas trees and it got me in the mood. And so I'm really wanting to decorate. I might do it. I'm off of work early on Wednesday. I might do it on Wednesday. I keep like pushing it up.
I'm team do it Wednesday. So Riley was telling us she went to this cocktail bar. Rich, I want to ask you a few questions about your date night. But the reason I brought that up is because I was like, okay, so you're in the mood. So decorate. Like, are you going to do it? And Riley said no still. So it's funny because a couple months ago, you were team fall and I was team summer. And now I'm team Christmas and you're team justice for Thanksgiving.
I know. I feel like I just love fall.
Yeah, you're such a fall girl at heart. But if you decorate Wednesday, you'll have to report back next week.
I
will. What cocktail did you get at the Christmas bar? That's so fun that they do that.
So good. You would love it. It was called the Naughty Margarita. And it was like, I had him go light on the cranberry, so it wasn't too sweet, but it was like cranberry, tequila, salted rim.
Oh,
what else was in it? I forget. I have a picture of the menu, but it was so good. And they were playing Christmas music. It was just the best time.
You know what? You're going to have to make a at-home version of that for Happy Hour Club.
Oh, perfect. I'll do it. I will do it because I have the menu.
Yeah, I was going to say, when you said you had the menu, I'm like, oh, we've got to recreate that because that sounds so good. I don't really know a lot of festive tequila Christmas drinks. Like, I feel like tequila more shines during the summer.
Yes. Well, speaking of drinks and cocktails, I know you had some fun drinks on your birthday. I want to hear all about it.
So I went out with my girlfriends on Friday to the OG. If you're in Louisville, I feel like it's no secret that I'm obsessed with Barvetti and Gertie's, which, side note, we sat at the same exact spot that me, Ryan, and Cade sat at for Gertie's. Like last a couple weeks ago. And all the girls and I got the Gertie's classic margarita, which is so funny because I started laughing and I told them the story about how so Riley, I forget the first time I took Riley to Gertie's, but we love margaritas. And so I'm like, you have to get a margarita here. They put black salt on the rim. It's like the best. I don't know why this black salt, it's like more potent or something.
It's like extra salty.
It's so salty. And we went back and with Riley like a year or so later, and they did not have the black salt. Riley was in disbelief. She said, you don't have any in the whole restaurant. I really want the black salt. And the salt that they did put on was still super salty, but it was so funny because Crystal about threw up at the salt. She said, what is this on the cup?
So they had black salt when you went for your birthday? Not black,
the same one that we had when you were in town a couple weeks ago. It's still super salty. She said she was going to throw up. It was so strong.
Oh my gosh, I love. Weren't you going to bring black salt to your wedding venue to have with the cocktails?
Yes. So because I fell in love with this Gertie's black salt, I was like, oh my gosh, I need this. You guys know by now I'm a sucker for a rim and a garnish. And then I thought about it and I was like, I don't think black salt is the best when I'm going to be wearing white and everyone's kind of like dressed up. So I just did like a pink Himalayan sea salt on the rim, which, you know, I should have went for the black salt, but you know what I mean? It's kind of a little risky at a wedding.
No, something about the black salt. I want to get it for when I make margaritas at home. Like, I'm sure we could find superior. Justice for black salt.
I almost spit out my tea. Justice for black salt. That no one's going to understand that if they don't listen.
No.
Our list is growing.
It's growing. It really is.
It's a big one.
But I wanted to say that I absolutely loved your birthday dress. It was a perfect color. Okay. So cute.
I was a little nervous about it because it was a different color. It looked more baby pink online, but I actually ended up liking the color. It was kind of like a mauvey pink.
Yeah.
But then I used my camera for the photos I posted, which kind of made it like, you know how like the flash changes the coloring a little bit. But thank you. I think it is such a cute. Do you think it could be a holiday dress like for
100%.
someone this season? Yeah.
Pink is so in right now, like bows and pink and sequins.
Mhm.
It's so cute.
Thank you. So yeah, we went out. We didn't do anything crazy, just good drinks, good food. And then Ryan and I went to Jeff Ruby's on Sunday, which is so funny. I'll have to I'll have to post the picture. I already texted it to Riley, so it's not going to be as funny for her to hear, but they insisted that our waitress insisted on taking a photo at Jeff Ruby's. And like, what am I going to say? Of course, like I love a good photo for memories. And you guys, when I tell you this woman, she grew 5 feet. She literally jumped into the air and said, "Oh, I'm going to get the up angle." And I mean, Ryan and I are so small in this photo. The whole table behind us is more focused than Ryan and I. I could not hold it together. Ryan knew I was dying inside laughing. I have to post it on Drinks on Us Instagram because it is so funny. And that was honestly the highlight of the dinner.
Like, there's no way she could even see you guys. Was she looking in the camera lens?
No, she was not even close.
She held it above her head.
It was all the way up, tippy toes and everything. I was like, what are we doing here?
I mean, the picture is literally just of the whole table behind you. It is so funny.
It's so funny. But yeah, it was great. We got the carrot cake, and now Riley told Ryan that she made a homemade carrot cake, and now I can make one for him. So thank you for doing that.
You can. If I can do it, you can do it. He's going to love it.
I was eating it and I was like, I can't believe Riley made this from scratch. This is crazy.
Rose, it's seriously so easy. I'll send you the recipe.
All right. I'll do it. I feel like it'd be a good Thanksgiving dessert.
Yes, it would.
So anyways, that's kind of what I did. It was a great birthday, and yeah, I'm excited for this year. So I saw that Charlotte was in town, so I want to hear all about your weekend.
Yes. Oh my gosh. We didn't do too much this weekend. I actually did clean out my closet though, and I took a bunch of stuff to Plato's Closet. And that's always the best feeling, like just donating. I took some stuff to Goodwill too. So we did that. And then on Sunday night, Charlotte came over. It was so much fun to catch up. And I do have to say, Kendall was also invited, but she's too cool for her big sisters these days. So
wait, she was invited and didn't show up, or what happened?
So there was a change of plans. Her boyfriend surprised her, and she's actually not even in Pittsburgh. So I totally understand. But I don't know. Maybe sometime she can pencil me in. We'll see.
That is so on brand for Kendall. Is she going to come home for Thanksgiving or?
Well, so I hope so. She's at her boyfriend's house right now. She's obsessed with his family. It's like they're the cutest family, rightfully so. She just loves being around them. And I'm like, Mom, Kendall's probably not even going to come home. She just
oh my gosh.
does her own thing. My mom would be so sad.
I was going to say, your mom will not be okay. I think she will, right? Like she knows deep down she should be like,
I think she will try, but she also has to fly home. And I feel like flying close to Thanksgiving is always a shit show.
Yes.
And so I don't know. I mean, I hope she makes it home, but I guess we'll see. And this episode is coming out the day before Thanksgiving. So it was so fun for you guys to listen to and kind of get ready for the holiday.
I know. I was thinking like so many people are traveling. So I feel like a lot of people travel on Wednesday. They get off work early. So hopefully you are listening to this and it's getting you through your travel or your packing or whatever the case may be. We were going to do like a full Thanksgiving themed, but we felt like since our feedback from last week that we needed to come in with like a good topic that is just like what the people want. But I do have to say, did you make $5, $10 from Plato's Closet? Like they stay not giving anyone money.
I know. I feel like every time I give them something, they give me $1 back. We made $68. Kate donated some of his clothes. I donated some of my clothes, which you would think that's a lot, but I have nice things that I just don't wear or they don't fit. And I feel like I don't get paid for what the quality is, but it's fine. It's better than I just wanted it out of my house. Like I feel so much better without all the clutter.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I agree. I feel like really rip you off.
They do. I agree. I always go in with the mindset like I'm going to sell some of these items. It'll be nice. Like this can go to another person and be like amazing. but I just always end up donating because I just need it out of, like, the second it's in a trash bag, like, get it away from me.
Yeah, I know.
So Charlotte's in town through Thanksgiving week. That's so fun.
Yeah, she's here all week.
That's so nice.
I know. She's going out with her friends one night, but I think we're going to have like a fun movie night and it'll just be nice. I just love this time of year because you get so much family time and I don't know, it makes me so happy and giddy.
I know. And you have so many like really great, especially Thanksgiving. I feel like your family like has such a good tradition for Thanksgiving.
I feel like Thanksgiving is everyone's favorite holiday in my family. Like there's about 30 of us that go to my mom's house and we play games and my mom does signature cocktails and there's so much food and we all get together. We don't all live near each other. So it's always just such a fun time. So I'm excited for that.
Do you know what the signature cocktails are going to be?
So my mom is the reigning pickleball champion from our pickleball tournament in July from our family vacation. And so, of course, she has a pickleball themed cocktail so she can gloat. I think it's called like the Pittsburgh Pickler or something.
That's so cute, though.
Yeah, it's cute. I don't know what the other ones are yet. I guess it'll be a surprise.
Wait.
I'll definitely post.
I was going to say you have to post. And yeah, your Thanksgivings are always so fun. So you'll do Thanksgiving. What do you do the night before Thanksgiving? I feel like you do like Nans or something.
No, we don't do anything.
Maybe
I
that's
know the
Christmas
night,
Eve.
Yeah, that's Christmas Eve. I know the night before Thanksgiving is a huge going out night, like around like across the board for everyone. We usually don't participate in that. I don't know if the girls are doing anything, like Kayla and Taylor.
Yeah.
And I know Em won't be here. Are you going out?
No. I feel like one, I'm going to Columbus to be with my sister. And so I feel like when I get there, I'm just going to like want to be with Nash and just kind of have family time. But I mean, like I'm all for going out. I don't know. None of our friends, like we're not all together anymore. And maybe we've kind of like passed that phase of our lives.
I'm not dying to go out. And I also love waking up on Thanksgiving, not being hungover and like clear head.
Yeah,
and
I don't
we
want to
always
have that amazing food hungover.
Right. So we probably will just be lame and stay in. Oh, wait, I know what I'll be doing Wednesday night. I'll be decorating.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Maybe Charlotte can come over and help you.
Yes, that'd be so fun.
That would be so fun. And then you'll head to Ohio on Friday?
Yeah, then we'll spend the weekend in Ohio with Kate's family. So it really is a good like balance of family time between the two families. And I'm so excited. But you'll be in Ohio too.
I know, literally like a couple hours away from each other. That's like torture.
I wish it was closer. I know.
So sad. But yeah, we're just going to spend a couple days in Ohio. My sister lives in Ohio and I have one nephew and I haven't seen him in like 4 or 5 months, which is crazy because when they're so young, like so much happens every single time. So Ryan and I are dying. Like Ryan talks about how excited he is to see Nash like every day. So I'm just excited for quality time. We're not going to be with Ryan's family. And actually I'm only going to be with my sister and her husband. My mom and my brother, they can't make it. So I'm happy to have just like a chill little trip. And then we'll see everyone hopefully at Christmas. So holidays are crazy as we get older and there's the in-laws and different states and balance. Like it's a lot. It's kind of stressful.
The holidays are absolutely nuts. We actually have a girls' room submission about like that kind of stuff. So I'm sure we'll do a deep dive.
Yes.
But I wanted to make sure that you promised to send a lot of Nash content because I could just look at him all day. He's so precious.
He's so precious. I'm so excited. I will do that. You don't have to ask me twice.
Something else that I really want to do on Thanksgiving, like before we go over to my parents' house, is I want to watch the Thanksgiving episode of Friends and the Thanksgiving episode of Gossip Girl. I know. I feel like the Friends one will make me really sad.
Wait, yeah, that's sad, but so great. Like, I love that you're doing that.
I feel like every year I want to, and I like always forget. So I'm saying it now. Hopefully I do it. And hopefully you guys do it too. I feel like it'll be such a good, like, get us in the spirit.
I'm so jealous that you get to wake up in your house on the holidays, but still get family time. It's like it's not like you're losing out on family time. And do you get to wake up at your house on Christmas?
This year, yes. Last year we didn't.
Oh yeah, right.
I said I didn't want to travel on Christmas this year. So we're going to wake up here.
I love that. I love that though, because it's special, especially now that you have like a home together to start to like slowly create your own tradition. So I love that you're going to do that. Are you also going to watch the parade? Are you a parade girly or no?
Yes. Okay. So we always watch the parade and we make cinnamon rolls. And then after the parade, we put on the dog show for Truly. She loves it.
I was going to say the dog show. I was already sure that you had that on your list too.
Do you guys watch it?
Oh, of course. I love it.
It's so fun.
It's so adorable. I wish I could sign Rin up for that.
I know. Rin would win.
He would be the wide receiver for sure. He would do like the crazy catches.
Wait, yeah, he needs to be in the agility part.
What? I know, seriously. Wait, is it the dog show or is it a dog football game? I'm blanking.
The one I'm thinking of is the, like, I don't know what it's called, like the pageant.
Yeah.
For dogs.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. But there also is like a football. What is
like a
that?
puppy
Is
bowl?
that? Yeah. Is that on
I
the
think
Super
it's
Bowl?
also. I don't know, but it might be on Thanksgiving too.
I know. I'm blanking. But regardless, I'm here for all the dog content.
We love the dog content. I watch it all day.
So what's in your cart? I feel like I want to know what's in your cart, unless I jump the gun. If there's anything else we should chat about.
For what's in my cart, I wanted to mention something. I posted a TikTok of Cade like maybe 2 weeks ago now, using this really cool gadget that I thought would be good for you guys if you don't know what to get your men for Christmas. Like, it was something so random. It's a brush. Well, it's a bunch of brush heads that attach to your drill, and he cleans like our glass shower doors with it. You can clean windows with it, and he just loves using his power tools. So I feel like it's good for someone who loves their tools and needs another way to use them. And it honestly has so much power to it. Like, it's a perfect thing.
Wait, I now vividly remember seeing that. That is so genius. Who invented that?
I don't know, but it really is genius. Like so the head clips onto the drill, and then you turn on the drill and it just gets going, and it gets the shower doors so clean. I mean, I'm sure you can use it for a million different things, but it was so cheap on Amazon. I wanted to mention that. Yeah, so fun. Ryan would love it.
I think so. I was also thinking, like, I think your bathroom has like tile. I feel like one of the brushes would be so good for like the grout.
Yes, we need to use it on the tile. I think. So I will link that. And then I wanted to mention as well, I just got the Ethereal Eyes Makeup by Mario eyeshadow palette, and it's amazing. You should definitely get it for someone in your life who loves makeup and appreciates, like, I don't know, eyeshadow palettes. This is such a good one. So definitely wanted to mention that for you guys.
What color scheme is it?
It's like, so it's actually a mix of cool tones and warm tones, and there's a couple glitter eyeshadows in it as well. I use like almost every single one. Wow. So, and I love the Makeup by Mario eyeshadows because they're very pigmented. This is my second palette I've bought from him. Okay. And I just think it's really great quality.
So is it browns and like tans? Or is it like all across the board colors? It's
mostly browns, tans, like mauve colors, gold and silvery. Well, not really silvery, like mostly gold, glitter. There's not a black in it. So I guess now saying it out loud, it probably is going to be more warm toned. But still amazing.
That sounds so amazing. I think I saw you. Did you do like an unboxing or something?
Yes, I got it from the Sephora sale.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Okay. I feel like I need a new palette, and I feel like that's like overwhelming for me. So that seems like a good place to start. How many colors do you feel like there is? Like 12 more? Is that
maybe
big
12.
guy or?
No, okay. It's pretty small. Compact.
I think I need that because like when there's so many, it's like very overwhelming for a girl who doesn't really know.
Yeah. When there's that many, you never use all of them. I feel like there's always like 2 or 3 that I scrape clean, and then the rest I don't touch.
Exactly. Okay. I'm going to get that. I think.
Yes. And then I also wanted to ask you, or ask any of our listeners, when I do go to decorate, I am in need of real looking garland. Like I want it to be like fluffy and very realistic looking, but not $300 from Pottery Barn. So I wanted to know if anyone had found anything on like Amazon or I don't know.
That's a great question. I will say I know exactly what you mean because it is so hard to find quality garland that I know what you mean. Like you want it to have flow to it and not look so fake, like a Christmas tree. Yeah. I will say it. I have one from Hobby Lobby, and I wouldn't say it's like the best. It's like kind of stiff, so it's hard to kind of place it how you want, but it does look more real than the other ones, but I'm not like riding home about it, but it is very affordable. But I do remember last year, everyone was freaking out that Trader Joe's had real fresh garland for sale. So maybe after Thanksgiving, I remember I had already decorated and then people were freaking out that they had like this beautiful fresh garland. People were like draping it up their stairs and doing like the prettiest stuff with it. It was stunning. So if you're down for the challenge of real, maybe. Oh, sorry.
Bless you.
Sorry, guys. I just sneezed. You could do that because when you brought that question, the first thing that came to my mind was Pottery Barn.
I know. I feel like everyone, like I typed it into Google and everyone that comes up that I'm like, oh, I love that one. It's like $300 from Pottery Barn, West Elm, Crate and Barrel. The only ones I like are the really expensive ones. And that's just not in my budget this year.
I know. The thing is, I agree. Like priorities, it's probably not the $300 garland. However, if you're like in a house that you're going to be decorating that same mantle or stairs or whatever, in the grand scheme of things, it would be worth it, but not in this stage of our life, I don't think.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. Like spending money on the quality, you'll have it forever.
Right. Right. I'm so excited for our episodes like coming in the next few weeks leading up to holidays because I feel like we have so many ideas and fun things up our sleeves and this talk gets me excited.
Yes, we have so much planned for you guys. So stay tuned. But what's in your cart?
Okay, so I had to shout out to one of my best friends, Vic. She got me the Summer Fridays lip butter in the sweet mint that I have been dying about. I feel like I've talked about it on this podcast like more times than I should, but I have come to the conclusion that Summer Fridays is my go-to like everyday lip product, and I've been dying for mint. I love like a minty lip. Do you like a minty lip?
Love a minty lip.
Oh my gosh, it's so great. It's almost like spearmint because it has like a sweetness of the mint to it. It is phenomenal. I'm obsessed. I'm linking it. It's like perfect for the holidays too. I was like, this is a perfect gift, like stocking stuffer because it's a cute green color. So that is no longer in my cart. That's been in my cart forever. And I've avoided Sephora because I'm trying to save money, and Vic hooked me up and I'm lit.
I love Vic. She's so sweet.
She really is.
Speaking of Summer Fridays, should we talk about our road? I feel like we need to give a review.
Oh my gosh. Okay. You want to go first?
Well, I just wanted to say, like, I still use it, but I don't think I will buy the Rhode peptide lip balm again. I just don't love it. It's kind of like grainy too.
Yeah, I literally I remember on this I said I thought it was sand in my.
Because you're using it at the beach.
I was using it at the beach. No, you guys, it is gritty as heck. I mean, it's beautiful. Like if you're just looking in the mirror, because I use it, it's in my purse, and I ran out of all my other brands, so like I'm always using it. Up until I got this Summer Fridays, and like it looks fine. I just hate the feeling on my lips.
Yeah,
I'm not. It's over for me.
It's over. I just wanted to let you guys know. Maybe do the Summer Fridays instead of Rhode.
100% Summer Fridays. I feel like, especially if you're looking for a tinted one, people rave about the tinted, but I just get the clear ones because I feel like I can use it, dress it up, dress it down. So sorry, Rhode, nothing against you, but Summer Fridays is just chef's kiss. Like it's just a luxury. What else? Oh, you know what? I feel like you will get on board for this. I really want to I'm such a matching jammy girl.
Me too.
And I know you love them. And I just want like a quality, not too trendy, just like a cute quality pair of Christmas jammies that I can wear to get excited. Because I was decorating the tree and I was like, I want to put on a cute Christmas jammies, but I feel like all of mine are either like not comfy, not quality, kind of tacky. I just want like a red and white striped or, like a timeless one.
Yeah, I really don't have a timeless one either. Maybe we can take some suggestions or look around.
Yeah, like Skims or Tommy John or Cozy Earth. Like those are the ones I love.
You have those ones. I think they're the Tommy John ones with I think there's like blue stars on them, or is that right?
Oh, so I have like a blue and white floral one that's from Cozy Earth.
Okay.
But then I have a black polka dot one from Tommy John.
Maybe I'm thinking of maybe a combination of the two, but you always wear them and they look so comfy.
I think it's so worth investing in like good quality sets because you just look forward to throwing them on. So I was thinking about it. I'm like, I think I want, so I'm going to search for a couple. Maybe I'll link a couple that kind of come to mind. But if anybody has some that they absolutely love, please feel free to drop the links. My hair keeps getting stuck to my mic. Can you notice that?
No.
If you're watching the video, I don't know. It keeps getting stuck in the fibers. So that's on my list. I feel like that's a good one, right?
Such a good one.
Worth splurging, or is that silly?
100%? No, you'll wear those jammies all the time. We're such jammy girls.
We're such jammy girls.
I think we're thinking the same thing.
1, 2, 3. Wear jammies
on the
pod.
podcast. Okay. Yay.
Then we're doing it. We're getting them. We have to get like a yin and yang. Like you'll have to get the girlier version. I'll get like the other color, like green or whatever. I'm going searching tonight for matching jammies.
We'll have a jammy day. That was always the best. Like in school when you got to wear your pajamas. I
can't wait for that. Now I'm pumped. Now I'm totally I'm actually getting this out of my cart.
Yay.
Yay. And then the last thing is something you and I talked about, and I keep thinking about it, and I wanted to know if you keep thinking about the Anthropologie cups.
Oh, yes. I keep thinking about them.
Okay, so I'm going to explain what they are to the followers. So there's these really cute trending glasses. I'm sure if you're on TikTok, you're seeing them everywhere. They're just like they're like clear glass. And they're not overly large glasses, which is why I've never bought them because I feel like I usually use bigger glasses when I'm drinking. Mm-hmm. But they all have different icons at the bottom. So there's like different colored hearts. There's Christmas ones, like Christmas trees. They have strawberry. Like they have the cutest ones, but the holiday ones just do something to me. And I need them.
They're so cute in person too. So I was at the Anthropologie store and I took a picture of them and posted it on my story. And Rose is like, please tell me you got that. Like I've been eyeing it for so long and I didn't get it because I was with Kate. And I always feel so rushed when I'm shopping with Kate. Like it's not for any reason, just other than sometimes I prefer shopping alone. I don't know if you're like that. Like,
yes.
I feel like when I'm with other people, I have to hurry because they don't want to be there. And
yes,
like, it's not like he ever said, hurry up, but I was just like not taking my time. Anyways, I regret not getting them.
You know what we could do? We're going all out, but we could get each just get one and use it as our glass for the next month for the holidays.
We would get so much good use out of it.
We would. And maybe one day we can look back years from now and be like, oh my God, we have a sponsorship with Anthro and remember when?
That would be, wow. Let's manifest it.
We're manifesting that. I will say World Market has dupes. So maybe we can go the dupe route if we want. They're not overly expensive.
I think they're only $16.
Ones. I just feel like all the good ones are sold out online and I'll have to go look in store. But my Anthro's kind of trash. It's like nothing. There's nothing ever in stock.
Mine's far away. So I would have to make like a day out of it.
Yeah. But we can always order online. Maybe they'll have a Black Friday sale.
Yeah. We'll talk logistics.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, that's all that's in my cart. Just I'm clearly in the Christmas spirit.
Yay. Okay. So should we get into the episode?
I do think so.
All right. So, like Rose said at the beginning of the episode, today we are going to be talking about balancing our hormones. And I feel like this is a topic that was not talked about for so long about how important it is. And now everything's coming to the surface and I'm like obsessed. Anytime something like this comes up on my For You page on TikTok, I'm locked in.
Yes.
So we're just going to kind of talk about, we are by no means experts, by the way, but we're going to talk about what we've learned, what has worked for us, and I don't know, just anything and everything surrounding the topic. Do you want to start off strong with birth control?
Yes. And I was going to say, just to kind of echo what Riley was saying, like I kind of mentioned this at the beginning, but it is something Riley and I are like actively learning, and like what works for us or what we've talked about, like everyone do your own like research, and it's kind of like an open conversation we're kind of just having together that we felt that you guys would like to listen to. So we're still work in progresses with this, but I will say, I think the biggest thing is birth control, getting off of it. What are you on it? Are you not on it? And like, do what you need to do, and what you feel is most comfortable. I will just say, for me, I was like, why am I even on birth control? Like I wasn't consistent taking it. And I mean, obviously it's a lot easier to get off of it once you're married. Like, what's the worst thing that, you know what I mean? I don't know. This is like, not awkward, but like hard to talk about because I don't want to ever offend someone for like what they're choosing to do.
Yeah. And we're not saying don't take birth control. We're not saying that at all. But I feel like, so I took it for, probably 7-8 years. And when I got married, I was like hearing all of these things, how it can affect your hormones to be different levels that are maybe unhealthy for like if you're having mood swings, or I was just like, you know what, if it's not healthy for me or not balancing my hormones or getting them out of whack, I'm just going to stop taking it. And so I did. And I want to say like nothing drastic happened, but I do just feel better and more in tune with my body. But I feel like your experience is different. Like I think you said you broke out from birth control.
Which is so interesting that I did, because it's not like I got on birth control to help with my skin. You know, I think like a lot of people maybe get put on it for that reason, which I feel like for me, I got on birth control, honestly, in college, like when Ryan and I started dating, and then I got off of it when we got engaged. And I feel like it was similar to Riley. Like I got off because I just felt off. Like I feel like I didn't know my body well. You know what I mean? Like you don't, like when you have a headache or like your stomach's hurting and you just like don't really know why it's happening. I feel, to kind of echo again what you're saying, I feel so much more like I know what's going wrong if I feel off a lot easier than I did before. But I will say, like, I was so intrigued because I remember years and years and years ago, tell me if this like stands out in your mind. The Kardashians were like in their makeup room, like getting ready. And they were like talking about how long it took their hormones to regulate after getting off birth control. Like Kim was like, it took me years and years. And I remember at that point, I'm like, oh my gosh, like I don't want to have to get off and like try and balance my hormones. And then when I'm like, we're ready to start trying for kids, that was also kind of my logic. Like I want to feel very in tune with my body before that time in our life comes. It's kind of what my logic was. I feel like I just
No, I just completely agree with you. I remember it took me 3 months to get my period back after getting off. And that just shows you how your hormones are just like off, like they're not balanced. I thought something was wrong, but I think it is normal it takes a couple months to get back to normal. Gosh. And yeah,
I will say, if you're listening to this and you've been like on the fence and you're kind of like dreading it, or you want to, or whatever, like we're not saying there's a right or wrong to it, but I will say be prepared for your period to be off. Mine was like wacky, like it would be extra TMI, but it'd be like heavy or late or more cramps. And it took me a while. And I also did, like Riley mentioned, for some reason, my skin just like went through it and it was rough. But now I'm like so happy that I know like this is my skin. I'm not on something that could affect it getting off of it, you know, like I know some people take medications for their skin, and it just feels good to like take care of your body knowing that it's not in balance because of something you're taking. Does that make sense?
Yes, the imbalances. That's such a good word. I kept saying the levels were off, but yeah, just everything was like not balanced. And I think that goes hand in hand. You were talking about like what you're putting into your body. I feel like paying attention to ingredients has been such a game changer for me. And you're right. I feel like my stomach was always hurting, or like I would randomly get headaches. And I feel like I just wasn't paying attention to ingredients that are in foods, and like my whole body just felt so off. So something that I really try to do now, I don't eat perfect at all, but I really try to read ingredient lists.
Yes, that is key. And I feel like a lot of people are waking up to realizing like it's worth reading the ingredients and not being so naive to like thinking if you walk into Trader Joe's that everything is healthy, because honestly it's actually the furthest thing. Like almost every frozen thing I pick up, I'm like, I read the back, like so hopeful that I'm gonna be able to grab it because I see like everyone thinks it tastes amazing, and then the first two ingredients are like wham wham, like no, can't have it.
So what are ingredients that you look for that are bad?
Sunflower oil, safflower oil, I don't know how to say it, but lecithin, like you'll see it. It's like Leichten. A lot of fillers. And something I did learn as well. And again, I feel like we're going to say this a million times. Like I'm not certified. I don't know all the right terminology, but I remember learning that if the first few ingredients that you read means they're the most heavily in the product.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Isn't that interesting?
That's really interesting.
So if you're seeing like an oil and like a seed oil that is not needed to be in the product, or that's something you're trying to stay away from and it's in the first few, it's like, okay, well then it's heavily in this product, especially if an oil's in, like it's listed before the chicken, which is a chicken product. It's like, shouldn't chicken, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Shouldn't the main thing be the main thing?
Why is sunflower oil bad? Because it doesn't sound bad.
I think it's the way it's produced. I agree. And I used to have like a clear answer because this is something that you see a lot in a lot of products. I think it's the way how it's produced and where it's produced. Like there's just a bunch of gunk in it. It's not like a quality oil. Like the oils you want to stick to are olive oil, avocado oil, or like some people use ghee. I think we talked about this. I don't use that. I know people do. I think it's spelled Ghee. I know some people also, I don't think they use it to cook, but I know tallow is something I hear a lot of people using as well. I honestly think it just comes down to how it's being processed and what's actually in it. Like you want an oil that is true oil if you're going to be consuming oil. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I know olive oil is a good one, or like avocado oil is good, but something about sunflower oil is in everything. It's so sad because I love the OWYN, only what you need protein shakes.
Same.
And I would always drink them after a workout, and like they market it as being a clean brand, like only what you need. The only ingredients that you need. And there's sunflower oil in it.
I know.
So it's just crazy.
Stinks,
like
though, because that truly is like the only thing bad. Like I used to drink those and I still do. Like I'm not perfect. It's not like I don't pick up certain things that have it in it. It's just unfortunate because you're like, why? I think it has to be a lot cheaper to produce with. That has to be why there's like an influx of using it.
Yeah. I don't understand why it's needed. So like, I don't get it. But yeah, I've been really trying to pay attention just because I feel like I feel better when I'm eating whole foods. And I mean, I'll have a million Christmas cookies and desserts and things, but just like the main bulk of my day of eating, I try to be as good as possible.
Well, I think that's such a good point to make. It's like, no one should be perfect. And like, you should enjoy cookies and drinks, but like, when you're going and having a dinner out, like whatever goes. And like when you're at a Christmas dinner, like you're going to eat the cookies. So it's like when you are in your routine and in your day to day, we can control what quality of foods and like ingredients we're consuming, which makes the the 20% of eating like crap not as bad. Does that
Yeah.
kind of, you know what I mean? And this is kind of like switching gears, but I think it's just as important as well for the ingredients in our cosmetics, especially to bring one more point back to birth control. I feel like I always struggled with like period cramps. And I remember listening to a podcast that really talked about like your period every month is basically like your body's report card. Like if you are having breakouts and a bunch of cramps and things just like aren't regular, it's clearly your body's way of saying like something isn't right. Like I know everyone, like there's certain symptoms and people who have specific cases out there, but in general, your periods shouldn't be like overly painful or like put you through the ringer. And I never thought about it like that, but it's like clearly, you know, if a period's supposed to just be X, Y, and Z and it's doing all this horrible stuff and you're in like crippling pain and whatever, it's like your body's trying to tell you something that something's
is crazy.
off. Yeah.
That is so wild to think about it that way, but it's so true if you think about it.
It's so true.
Wow.
And that's your like for us, like the subject of this conversation is about like our hormones. And so it's so important, I feel like, for women to care about their hormones because, you know, it's important now. It's important for when kids come into it's just like we said, you want to feel your best. And it's unfortunate that just consuming products or foods that you think are healthy could be what's throwing you off and making things imbalanced and making you have headaches or whatever. But the one point about it is I used to just be a like Tampax Pearl girly, like for tampons.
Oh God.
But I
I'm
don't
a
use
Tampax girl.
You are? Okay.
It's okay.
Well,
you can say it.
Okay. So I always have been a girl who like just felt like I could never get through a period without at least 1 or 2 days of cramps, which is just so annoying. And like I got off birth control and I'm like trying to do all these things like that we're talking about to balance my hormones. I'm like, why am I still so crampy? And so I started doing some research and they were saying like, have you ever thought about what's in tampons and like how probably harsh and like full of chemicals they are? And like
I'm sick.
I know. I never thought about it. Like of all the things that we think about, like we're thinking about food and our makeup and our candles that we light in our house, like all these things, like let alone we're not thinking about the tampon that is literally, you know, like I'm not going to, you know what I mean? And
you guys know what they do.
Yeah, you guys know, hopefully. And I switched to an organic brand and I never have cramps anymore. And my
I feel like
periods are so much easier and lighter.
My cramps start usually before I put my tampon in, though. Like,
okay, that's a good point. But
still,
yeah.
Should I look at the ingredients? Like, what should be in a tampon? I'm thinking about JT editing this video. I'm so sorry to our editor, JT, that we were talking about periods the whole time.
I know. I'm going to tell Ryan he can go ahead and sit this one out. I know he tries to be supportive, but tell Kate, no, this isn't the one for him.
If your boy keeps scrolling.
That is such a good point. It's actually an episode I listened to by Lauren Bostic, of course, Skinny Confidential.
Love her.
And she was saying that it's like all this talk about tampons and pads and how like think about these massive brands and like the odds of a massive brand not having the chemicals or the fillers or the toxins in the products are slim to none because they're mass producing. They're all over. They're going to make it as cheap as possible. And so she was like, when I switched, everything started changing about my period. And I did the same thing. So that's a good point about before. I'm sure it's not like 100% like switching. It's not going to like totally get rid of it. But I think maybe it's not even just the cramping as much as like the like how long your period is or how intense it is. And I'm like walking proof of it changing for me, which is crazy.
Wow. I'm so sad because I just bought like a big bulk of Tampax. I'm like set for a while.
At Costco.
Yeah.
You got it at Sam's Club. Okay, but maybe that's something you and I can do more research on because like we're still learning. I don't have it all figured out. But I think the point of Riley and I bringing that up is looking into your ingredients and just making small little changes can really change like maybe you get a lot of headaches or you get bloated a lot or whatever. But what else? What else do we like kind of talk about?
I feel like bloating has significantly decreased for me, not because I feel like I used to always believe those supplements or flat tummy tea or all those things. And I feel like just eating whole foods and paying attention to ingredients has really helped with bloating, moving my body, exercising every day. I feel like I used to always dread doing that, but now I want to because I feel better. So I don't know. It's just crazy. Like when you start really to be in tune with your body, it's like you want to continue doing it and you don't want to mess up anything that you work so hard to achieve.
Yes, I totally agree. I feel like you said, when you start to see results for changes you've made in your lifestyle and it like gives you the confidence, like, oh my gosh, I want to keep going. This is so random, but aren't you so happy? Like, I feel like growing up and like in middle school, high school, it was like you either run or like you're lame. And now like I love that we live in a world right now where walking is so loved and appreciated, because I don't love running and I love going on walks, and like don't underestimate like getting outside and walking for 10 minutes. It can change everything mentally.
Yeah, it changes my mood. It clears my head. Like sometimes if I need a break from work, I'll take Truly for a walk, and just getting fresh air or even walking on the treadmill, just moving my body in general feels so much better.
I've always been so intrigued by those walking pads. Like if you don't have room for a full tread in your house and you live in a place where, you go through winter, those like walking pads that people put by their desks, it's just like a standing treadmill. I'm like, I was like, I'm going to get one. But now moving to Florida, I'm like, I can just go outside.
Oh my gosh.
I don't think it's
lucky.
Yeah. But I will say one other win that I had that kind of goes off of Riley's point about once you start to see these results and feel good, you don't want to do something to get off track. I made the mistake of, I feel like it's such an ever growing process of clean deodorant. It's so
oh my gosh
hard, but I always feel so guilty using the men's one that I like. But then when I'm using the clean one, I'm like, will there ever be one that will actually work for me? And so when we were in Austin, I don't know if you were there yet, but I asked Katie and Emily, because I was like, girls, like, what do you use a clean deodorant? Like, which one do you use? And they both said they don't even use deodorant.
Oh, I could never.
But they said they basically like detoxed their body. Like they basically stopped using it long enough that their hormones and like their scent is regulated. Like I think sometimes when you use the not so clean, like you have more odor because of like what's in it. And so when I am on a clean deodorant track, like the detox out of like using bad to good, I'm like, oh my gosh, like this sucks. Like I feel like I'm stinky, like this, and it's the worst feeling in the world to feel like you smell. But then I'm like, oh, I just want to go use the men's deodorant. But then I'm like, well, then I'm just backtracking to my process of hopefully not being less reliant on deodorant.
Wait, Emily and Katie don't wear deodorant?
Yes. Like I'll text in the group chat after this, because I was like looking for inspiration for different brands, because I've been trying, like I've tried the Native, I've tried the Schmitz, I've tried all those like, what?
Have you tried the Santal one that's going around
Salt
TikTok?
and Stone.
Yeah. Have you tried it?
That's on my list. And so is the Donna Cashmere.
Yes, I want to try those ones.
But I'm using this one. It's like a citrus spray. It's a spray deodorant, and it's like citrus. This influencer that is also like very on brand of like caliber of like what you and I like. And she's tried them all. And she was like, this is finally one that works for me. And I love the smell. It's like citrus and refreshing, and it works, but I just feel like I have to apply it more, but I'm just now in the process. So I think I might try a few different clean ones. I think I want to try the Salt and Stone next. And I want to
try that one too.
The thing about the Donna Cashmere is it's like $45 or something.
For
I'm like,
a stick of deodorant.
That's what I mean. Like I got this one for maybe like $6, $12. Like I don't want to pay $45 for deodorant. That's sick. I think Ryan would die.
Kate, if Kate's still listening, he's definitely like rolling his eyes.
Yeah.
So what ingredients are we supposed to look for in our deodorant that like are bad?
I'm not entirely sure. I think it's just like different chemicals and metals. I think there's sometimes metals. No, I'm not sure actually. I feel like I'm not entirely sure. I just know you want to at least maybe start with like it being paraben free, dye free, chemical free, and like a vegan product, because then you're eliminating at least a lot.
Mm-hmm.
That would be a question that I'd have to like dig into a little bit more. I just know there's deodorant is like a big thing. And if you think about it, where are your armpits? Right next to your boobies.
Yeah, they are.
I just I can't recover. It just happened. Like, I don't know.
Drinks on Us, the anatomy podcast.
I'm just saying I've read, and I know you can't believe everything you read, but they're just saying like, you got to think about like it's soaking into your body and it's right next to your boobs. I can't.
Oh my gosh. I'm throwing away my deodorant. I'm just going to smell forever.
Meet Riley and I, we are stinky girls. It's because we're trying to balance our hormones, so give us a break.
Oh my gosh. They're right next to your boobies. I can't. This episode is unhinged.
It is like as real and raw as it's going to get, but I feel like it is like a subject that there's like taboo around it, or it's like people want to learn. And I think, like we said, we're just trying to figure it out ourselves. Like I remember when Riley and I were driving from Pittsburgh to Louisville, we threw on a couple hormone podcasts. My mom was in the car too, and she was like in and out of sleeping in the back seat, and she was like, I just kept like waking up and they were talking about periods or like all this crazy stuff. She's like, what are these girls listening to? But Riley and I were infatuated.
I remember she was on the phone with someone at the end of the drive and we literally thought she was sleeping the whole time. And she's like, yeah, they're making me listen to podcasts about periods and deodorants. And we were like, oh my gosh.
But I was just, a couple things that I know Riley and I learned from that podcast that I won't say I fully implemented. I want to. And Ryan, literally, how ironic that we're talking about this. He just told me he listened to this podcast about how incredibly horrible it is to have caffeine within 30 to 90 minutes of waking up.
Oh,
and that's gosh. And apparently it like spikes your levels. It's horrible for your hormones.
We can't have anything nice anymore.
I know. And I was like, that was like the one thing I'm like, I can't. Like, I don't have an appetite in the morning. The thought of eating something right when I wake up, like almost kind of like make me sick.
So yeah, I did hear that you're supposed to have some kind of food and water before caffeine so that your gut is lined, because I guess caffeine is so bad for like your gut. And I don't know. I'm bad about talking about that kind of stuff.
No, I'm pretty sure. I don't know, like, don't quote me, but I believe having caffeine on an empty stomach, especially as a female, like spikes your cortisol levels, which
yes, that was it. Yeah.
And then it leads to like anxiety because your levels are imbalanced. And apparently it's just like horrible. And in the same podcast, which again, I'm not saying this is right or wrong because I've done it. It's just something I've learned and I've been like contemplating implementing it. I definitely want to implement the caffeine thing. It's just tough.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I need the caffeine, but like, can I just like wake up and have a glass of water or like a protein shake or something before? But they were also talking about like intermittent fasting is actually like really bad for women, like to not eat. I think it goes back to like you're supposed to eat when you wake up as a woman, because that like helps, like you said, balance your gut or whatever.
It's just crazy. And you do the salt drink. What's it called?
The adrenal cocktail. So
yes.
I went through a phase of being really consistent with it, but I need to get back into it. It's just orange juice is so, it's so high in carbs. I think it's carbs. Even
So
like
what
I
is the
got
adrenal
fresh
cocktail?
So it's orange juice, coconut water, and coarse sea salt. And the combination between the three, I'll put a flyer. What? I'll put a picture on Drinks on Us. It kind of like talks about it. It's basically this woman suggested doing it almost like in the afternoon because sometimes throughout the day your levels can get out of balance, whether it's your products or your lifestyle or what you're exposed to or eating. And it's supposed to just like level your levels, kind of like bring you back to like ideal state. I don't know. I don't want to even go into the terminology, but it's basically just supposed to be incredibly great for balancing your hormones.
Wow.
And like your mood and stuff like that. So I was really consistent with it in the summer, but I think it's also like more like appealing to have orange juice and like coconut water in the summer. It's not really as appealing to do in the winter. So I don't know. I think Riley and I are just kind of learning and just sharing some of the things that we feel like could be worth trying because it's just an ongoing journey. Like there's always new things coming out. It's hard to know what to believe.
It is hard to know what to believe, but I am like obsessed with this topic and learning about it and just being in tune with our body. I feel like that's really important to me, and I never knew that until the last couple years. So
I know, totally agree. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Do you feel like we kind of covered what we've talked about?
Yeah, I feel like we've covered a good chunk. And if you guys have any specific questions or topics that you want us to dive into, we are obviously not experts, but we are happy to share with you what we know. But I think we should get into Girls Room. We've talked enough about periods.
Yes, I was going to say, hopefully this was beneficial for you guys and the period talk didn't scare you guys away.
Please don't send us hate messages. We've received enough. Okay. So let's get into Girls Room. We have 3 submissions. The first submission. Hi, Rose and Rye. Love the pod. I've been following the 2 of you since my college days. We're the same age, so it's been fun following along over the years. Wondering if you 2 could give some more tips and advice on how to balance making time for friends and time for your significant other. My boyfriend is truly my best friend, and I love being with him. On the weekends or time off from work, I find myself gravitating towards wanting to spend my time with him versus my girlfriends. I definitely make time for friends, but it's hard to prioritize as we get older and are all in relationships.
I'll let you take it.
Okay, so I would say it sounds like you found your person. I love when your significant other feels like your best friend and you love spending time together. But I do want to say, don't put fostering your friendships on the back burner because you need those friendships, even if you're in a healthy relationship. I just feel like you should foster them. I don't know. What do you think?
No, I think that's such a good point. I think ultimately it's normal, especially when you found your person, to like want to spend all your time with them. And that's a good problem to have.
Yeah.
But I will say, to go off of what Riley's saying, it's like, if you're like stressed or nervous, like just maybe sit down with your boyfriend, right? Yeah, your boyfriend, and just be like, you know, what should be, you know, like what nights are you busier, or like I want to go see my girlfriends a couple times and I want you to also have your time with your guys and do things that fill your cup up, that like golf or playing sports or whatever the case may be, because I think ultimately it makes your relationship better when you can also have that escape to your girlfriends or guy friends. So I would look at it as just a way to, one, your friends are always going to be there. And not that he's not, but you never know. And even through marriage, I think having friends is so important.
Yeah. It's healthy to have your significant other and then your friends and just like fostering both relationships. I feel like you should, I don't know, what would your advice be?
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm like, I don't even know if I gave advice. I would just say I feel like it's impossible to have perfect balance in anything in your life. There's going to be weeks where maybe you've seen your friends 2 times, 3 times, or going on a girls trip. So obviously you're seeing your boyfriend less. But I think if you 2 are in communication and on the same lines as like, yes, we are each other's priority and we're going to have, you know, maybe you have a couple less nights together. Well, then on those nights, like put your phone away and have like a date night or do something extra quality time together. But I think it kind of just comes down to open communication, that you and your boyfriend are on the same page, that fostering your friendships is so important.
Mm-hmm. I love that.
What about you? What would you say?
No, I think communication, and you should want your significant other to hang out with his friends without you, and he should want you to go hang out with your friends without him. So it just all around, I feel like, makes for a healthy relationship if you do have that balance.
Yeah.
Okay. Submission number 2. Are you interested in having kids? I feel like we've definitely talked about this before, but a lot of people have asked us, maybe new listeners. So I'll speak for both of us. Rose and I, we definitely are interested in having kids. I just feel like we both feel like not yet.
Isn't it crazy? Like, I was talking to Vic and Crystal this weekend, and it's like, it's funny. Like, I'm like, I can't believe I'm 28. You like, in high school, if you would have told me I'm 28, I would have been like, I'm a mom of 3. Yeah. I am like a young mom. Like, that was like the hoopla that we all wanted. But now it's like, okay, I'm married. It is an appropriate time, like, that kids could be in the picture, but I'm just like not ready yet. I don't know.
I know. I thought I would be ready by this point. And like, if it happened, like, it would be fine.
Right.
But I don't know. I'm just not ready. I feel like they say you're never really ready.
Yeah.
But I really just feel like there's so much that I want to do before I have kids.
That's the thing. Like, and God willing, if everything goes planned, I feel like you agree with me, right? It's like, once you start, like, you are in your family, like, baby making era, you know,
Mm-hmm.
like, you might as well, if you're going to have one, like, well, then comes 2 and 3, you know? And so, yes, if something, Riley and I want to be moms, and we're so excited to have kids. Like, we talk about it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But so, yes, to answer your question, yes, but just not quite yet.
Yeah. Okay. So submission number 3, this is what I was talking about earlier. With the holidays coming up, can you ladies talk about how you manage spending time with your family as well as your significant others? I feel like this was so hard for Kate and I, because you're never going to have the perfect balance between your family and your significant other's family. And like, most families don't all live close to each other. So it's just, I feel like it took us a couple years to finally get our routine. And like, my mom didn't realize that, you know, she won't be able to be with all of her kids at the same time for every single holiday, because she has to share us now. So it's just hard, but I feel like communication and being on the same team is so important.
So true. I think it's so hard. I know, I just think back, right? I remember like us just like kind of just going to each other for advice. Like, this is so hard. Like, it's weird, because usually the holidays are like straight happiness, but it is tough to balance it all, because you don't want to let anyone down, and you wish you could be everywhere at once and continue with your family traditions that you've done since you're a kid. And I think the hard thing is, it's not only you and your significant other's family, but then like their siblings and your siblings and who they're married to and their families. And then you also add in that they could be states away. Like, everyone's situations are different. And I think for Riley and I right now, it's one thing for the parents are kind of like not grieving, but like letting go of like these traditions that they worked so hard to create, because it's like, you don't get all that time. But then, like, for you, like, Kendall's about to be out of college. So where's she going to be? And you're married now. And like, my sister has a baby now. And like, you know, it's just like, there's so many dynamics you have to work with. And I say all that to say, it's never going to be perfect again. And like, especially if you're in this phase of life where like there's so much transitioning, I think you and your partner just have to do your best, and also like communicate with the families and siblings. But also, unfortunately, you kind of have to be okay with sometimes like someone maybe being like feeling a little let down or sad, because you just, you can't please. There's no perfect situation.
Yeah. I feel like no matter, it's so tough. I feel like no matter what your plans are, just making sure you have quality time with both sides, and setting your phone down and really taking advantage of that quality time will make up for maybe if you're not there on the actual holiday, but you go a day late or something like that.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. Like getting used to like, it doesn't matter if it's the proper day, like you can celebrate and do all your favorite things, like when you do get the chance to be all together. And it makes that time that much more special because it's not like you have these unlimited days together anymore.
Mm-hmm. And we always say too, like the age we are and like the stage that we're at in our lives is so weird for holidays because it's like we don't have kids yet, but our traditions aren't the same as they were growing up. And it's just like, we know once we do have kids, everything's going to change again. So it's just a weird lull.
It is, especially like, you know, like my sister and I were even talking about it. She's like, Nash is going to be like 2.5 next Christmas. We're like
crazy.
They're going to want to have their own traditions. Like, so she has a kid, but I don't. There's just so many moving parts. So hopefully we gave you insight to let you know you're not alone, because every person, I feel like, struggles to balance it, but it's family. And if you're close with your family, you'll do your best and they'll understand.
Yeah. But we feel you. We feel your pain.
Yeah.
Well, I think that concludes our happy hour. That was so much fun. We hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I'm just still laughing about, oh my gosh. But thank you guys so much for setting this happy hour with us. And feel free, as always, to share this podcast with anyone you think might love it. We love hearing your feedback. And thank you guys for hanging out with us.
Yay. And as always, you can find us at Drinks on Us Pod on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. If you're watching the video version, we love hanging out with you over here. And I just want to wish everybody an amazing Thanksgiving, whether it's a Thanksgiving that you're getting to do everything you want, or maybe it's a year where maybe it's some sacrifice or you're not getting to be with everyone. We love you. We're sending you love, and hopefully you find a way to make your Thanksgiving special. And cheers to hormones, you know?
Cheers to hormones. And we're thankful for you guys.
Yes, we are. We are so thankful for you guys. So yes, to finish up, if you ever post us, leave a 5-star review. It means the world to Riley and I. We love what we're creating all together, and we will see you as always, same time, same place next week. Love you, Ry.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.
Eat lots of turkey.